Happy Tuesday! Are we calm today? I think we're calm today. Drop the intro. I'm cool off, I'm cool down, and I am back. Even though this episode was foolishness, low-key. Low-key. But that's fine, it's fine. It was way better than episode 8. Alright, let's jump right into it. So after the girls walk in after that non-elimination, let's just call it that, Candy spoke about how she felt when she heard the words sashay away. She said her world was crumbling and crushing, and she kind of just wanted the stage to just swallow her up. She felt so bad, but it was redeeming to hear that Rupaul wanted her to stay. The girls congratulate Rose for her win, and it is a new day in the workroom. Now this is a mini challenge that I actually liked. I thought it was fun. I wish that it was longer, but production. Anyways, the girls were auditioning for a new rock band called the Pantyhose. So they were supposed to get into quick drag with some pantyhose and rock out on stage and have fun. Tina won. It was pretty obvious from the editing that Tina was going to win. I didn't even care what the girls were doing. I just thought the whole challenge was fun, and even Rupaul went on stage and was doing his thing. So for the main challenge, it is the Snatch Games finally, and for any RuPaul Drag Race fans that's watching this right now, y'all know that Snatch Games is a staple, and it is one episode that everyone that's a fan looks forward to. For those who don't know what Snatch Game is, it's where the girls choose a personality to impersonate. So it could be Rosa Parks, or it could be someone like Beyonce or whomever, right? And they just need to make it funny. The girls are preparing their character, and Ru steps in to do his walkthrough. Now, the first person he spoke to was Elliot, who's doing Rue McClanahan from the Golden Girls, and RuPaul is a huge Golden Girls fan. And you see from me hear that, Elliot should have changed her character because Rue is more critical of persons that he knows and loves, alright? Rue is telling Elliot that her character needs to be perfect and on the nose or he will notice, and she said that no problem, she's not changing her character because she wants to take a risk. Okay, girl. Simone, when I tell you that this girl is black, black, she's so black. I love it. She's choosing to do Harriet Tubman, and she's saying that she doesn't really care if she offends anyone with her character because she wants to do this, and that's the point of Snatch Game, to get people talking. Rue says that most times when these girls are doing characters that everybody loves, they're kind of shy about it because they don't want to be too funny and kind of go into the realm of disrespectful. And Simone is just like, yeah, fuck that. She's going to go all out. The next girl that Rue spoke with was Utica, and she's playing Bob Ross. Before this, I really didn't know who Bob Ross was. Still don't know who Bob Ross is. But apparently he is a TV painter guy, and he's kind of famous. So he's a white guy with an afro, and Utica shied away from wearing an afro because she didn't really want to be appropriating culture, which made no sense because if this guy is a white guy with an afro and you're impersonating a white guy with an afro, why not wear an afro? Anyways, she made her hair out of squirrels. If you're gonna go into the Snatch Games kind of shy about something, that's a sign to not do this character at all. Olivia is impersonating Tabitha Brown. RuPaul has no idea who this woman is. I had no idea who she was until they kind of popped her picture up on screen, and when I saw it, I was just like, Oh, that woman. Like, I know nothing about her. I've just seen pictures of her and her beautiful family, and that's it. But apparently she has a TikTok and she does recipes and stuff like that. She's like a famous vegan person. I don't know. You can see on Olivia's face that she's really excited about this woman and she's really pumped to play her. And Olivia is high off of her improv win. She's essentially saying if she can do that, she must can excel at the Snatch Games. Rue kind of puts her in check and said, well, for the improv challenge, you kind of had a goal and a destination, but for the Snatch Games, it's not like that. But Olivia thinks that she'll do well. Now we're to Snatch Game stage, honey, and the girls being asked the questions are Raven and Pork Chop. Now, how I'm gonna do this is I'm just gonna go through each character and how the girls did. First up was Simone as Harriet Tubman, and she was pretty good. I didn't expect her to make Harriet Tubman that funny, but she really had some black jokes in there and some historical jokes, and I really enjoyed it. Gottmik was Paris Hilton, and she embodied Paris Hilton. The voice was down packed, the mannerisms, it was very on the nose. She was giving jokes. It was pretty good. She even did like this voice change thing at the beginning, and that made everybody laugh. That was like the highlight of Paris right there. Rosé was Mary, Queen of Scots. I know nothing about Mary, Queen of Scots. I didn't understand half of what Rosé was saying, but Rosé was so funny. She had a Scottish accent on. She had her face done right and everything. And she was really doing the damn thing, but I expected Rosé to do good though. Rosé's Scottish accent just made everything funnier, and her head movements, and she had like a little smile every time she finished saying whatever she had to say. I really enjoyed watching Rosé. I do like that both Simone and Rosé took it to their roots, because remember, Rosé is Scottish and of course Simone is black, and the humor was so modern and so hilarious. Tina was Richard Simmons. I had no idea who that guy was. Apparently he's like this TV exercise guy with like this little squeaky voice. I think Tina did a good job. Was it exceptional? Like really funny? No, and to be honest, I could see that Tina was in her head, so she wasn't like, you know, loud and extravagant, but it was good. Candy was Patrick Star, and she looked like Patrick Star, but other than that, no. I wasn't getting Patrick Star from her. All Candy was talking about was food. And if you guys know, Patrick Star is known for being a makeup artist, not a foodie or a food blogger or anybody. So I didn't understand the correlation. To me, it was just Candy playing Candy. She was just being loud. She didn't mention makeup not once. The only thing that she did as it relates to makeup was just fix her makeup at the beginning of Snatch Games when they were introducing her. Olivia as Tabitha Brown was awful. It was a bomb. It was like watching a goddamn car crash. You just couldn't look away. it was just awful, and she started so low energy and it did not pick up once. Not one joke landed. It was horrible. Pork Chop was looking at her like, oh, poor soul, every time she opened her mouth. I don't know if it's the editing or what, but Pork Chop's face took it. Denali played Jonathan Van Ness. I don't know who that guy is. I don't want to know who he is. I just know that Denali was funny as fuck. I loved it. I really love when the girls come out here with a character that I don't know, and they just make me laugh, because at the end of the day, I don't want to know about history. I don't want to know about Spanish or music. I just want to laugh. That's what Snatch Games is there for, and that is what Denali did. Elliot as Rue McClanahan was disrespectful to watch. It was embarrassing, and I could feel the second-hand embarrassment. And Rue really tried to help Elliot out. He was asking her questions that she would probably have the opportunity to answer in some smart, slick way, but nothing landed. Utica as Bob Ross was desperate and embarrassing. She was painting her face. She even freaking ate paint. The jokes were non-existent. I just knew right then and there that my girl was in trouble. It was truly hard to watch, but from the snatch games you could see the obvious tops and you could see the obvious bottoms. So snatch games done, and the girls are getting ready for the runway. Olivia is proud of what she did. This girl is delusional, but okay. And for this scene, they were really setting up Utica versus Olivia lip sync. At least that's what I thought. Utica told Olivia that she did great when they both were coming off the stage after snatch games. But now Utica was sitting there talking to Denali and telling Denali that she thinks that Olivia is in trouble. Olivia overheard this, and of course she said something about it. She's just like, you know, I can hear you girls. Even though Olivia called Utica out, there was no resolve, so we just have to move on. The girls talk about whose family ever came to watch them in drag, blah blah blah. Let's move on to the main stage, darling. And Mama Rue is looking fine. She's been hitting these looks this season. Oh my gosh. Alright, so the theme for tonight is fascinating fascinator, and we all know what a fascinator is. You know, them little church at something there with a church lady them wear God church. Olivia came out in this white ensemble with these blue gloves and this silver fascinator. She said she's a mad scientist. It's not my favorite look, to be honest. It was just alright. Rose sure loves ruffles, I'm realizing. Like, Michelle pointed it out, but I'm just like, sis really love them freaking ruffles. God damn. Most of the time, the ruffles that she wear, they swallow her up. But tonight, it was lovely. It was really good. It was well done. This pink ruffle dress and her fascinator was a rose. I really liked when she held her head down. You couldn't see her face or anything. The rose was just really full and complete. I liked the thorns, aka spikes, that were on her belt and on her gloves, and I appreciated that she looked cinched. Utica came out in this picnic themed get up, and her fascinator was a picnic basket with bees coming out of it. I didn't really realize that those were bees. I think the picnic basket stood well by itself. I thought the look was cute. I liked the little, well, the big ants that were crawling up her leg. I liked the garter belt, and I liked the different sleeves. It was a creative look. I thought it was cute. Oh my gosh, Simone's look was immaculate. It was so clean. She came out in this white full glove sleeve dress, and her fascinator, I don't even know what to describe it as. I think she looks like a candle. She didn't really say what she was, but I'll just say she looks like a candle. It was angelic, right? But the most powerful thing about it is when she turned, on her fascinator was say their names, and she had 2 rhinestone bullet holes on her back, and she was holding her hands up to signify don't shoot. And in her confessionals, she was saying the names of, you know, black persons' lives lost from police brutality. It was a beautiful look. Gottmik came out in this street punk look. Her fascinator was a pin going through her head with a rhinestone blood drop. I really didn't like that the pin was flopping all over the place when she was walking. That really bothered me. The pin looks like foil paper, and her streetwear look is something that I've seen before. It didn't look new to me. I don't know. I would have, it's an okay look. Denali's look was so cute, even though, yeah, it was a costume. But I thought it was really cute because she came out and she was skating down the runway and she had a tray. She had like this waitress costume on, and on her head was like this spilt coffee. Fascinating. I don't know what to call it, but here's the picture. I really don't know how to explain Elliot's look. She said that she was a flamingo. I don't know what to think about it. I don't know what to say about it. So y'all can just look at the picture and tell me what you think in the comments, because I'm lost for words. Tina's look for me could have been edited all the way down. I understand the idea of it, I get the concept, but the execution is so mediocre. Like, it's not even funny. Her fascinator was a horse head on a saddle. That was fine, right? She had these roses on her collar, which indicated the winner's circles roses, I think she said. She had a ribbon, which was like the little blue ribbons, #1 ribbon. And she had a whip in the other hand, and the boots. I just thought that it was way too much. It could have been a good look if she just took some of the stuff off, because it's like she had 3 different ideas and just threw it all in there and said, you know what, this is good, let's just go with it. And it was not good. Candy's dress was nice, I have to give that to her, but her fascinator did not tie in with her dress. It was just like a disconnect, like it's from 2 different outfits. Her fascinator was feathers that said Muse. There was no feathers on her outfit at all, not on her shoes or whatever. It was different patterns, slightly different colors, because her outfit was black and white and the feathers were gray and black. So it was kind of like 2 different things, and I really didn't like it. Separately they were good, together it was confusing. So Gottmik won. I don't think she should have won, but at this point in time the judges aren't even hiding their favoritism, and Gottmik is definitely going to top 3, so whatever. I thought it was going to be Utica versus Elliot based on the little drama in the workroom, but it wasn't. It was Utica versus Elliot. And honestly, all this time I forgot how awful Elliot did, because she was like non-existent in my brain. I don't know if that even make any sense. She did so bad, I just wiped her from my memory. It should have been a 3-person lip sync though, because all 3 of them did equally as bad. And as it relates to the look, if they're gonna save anybody, they should have saved Utica, because Utica's look was the best of all 3 in my opinion. But anyways, Utica versus Elliot. The lip sync song was Fascinated by Company B. Such a fitting song. Utica won, Elliot went home. I'm not surprised. This is like what, her 3rd time in the bottom. So yeah, let's move on to Untucked. The safe girls are Tina, Simone, and Candy. They went around to the stage. They sat down, kikiing. The first thing that they said was, wow, look, the girls that were bottom 3 last week are safe this week, you know, so they're proud of that. They also mentioned that they thought Simone was going to win or even be in the top. I thought so too, but they have to save room for their favorites now, don't they? The rest of the girls finally come around to backstage and they talk about the Utica and Olivia mess. Now, Olivia says that everyone is entitled to their own opinions, so she's not upset about that. But what she's upset about is the fact that Utica said one thing when the cameras were off and said another thing when the camera was on. Utica says a bunch of gibberish and then says she's frightened about conflict. Like, that's what I have to do with what we are talking about. This leads most of the girls to say that they think that Elliot is shady because she has like two personalities, one on camera and one off camera. Utica then apologizes and gives us this explanation. She's like, well, she's trying to connect with the girls and maybe she's trying too hard or whatever. I wasn't really here for it. T.S. Madison, who was the guest judge, then comes around to the backstage and she's giving all the girls constructive criticism. After T.S. Madison leaves, what else happened? We get the montage of the two bottom girls, you know, talking and whatever, and we all know what happens next. Utica sends Elliot packing. That's all I have for you guys today. Enjoy the rest of your week, and until the next time you see me, remember to be a beautiful soul, not just a gorgeous face. All right, bye. And the girls that's being asked the questions, they're Raja and no, oops. Now we are to the main stage. Oh no.